Are you a cricket fan? If you are, then I have a question for you. Where do you get your online updates from? I mean, score, player stats, team ranking, etc. I think the chances of you responding saying ESPN Crick Info are pretty low because everybody uses Cricbuzz, including you, I'm guessing, which is what makes this story quite interesting. You see, Dream Sports, the folks behind Dream11, just dropped $50 million to buy a piece of Cricbuzz from Times Internet. It also bought Willow TV, a cricket broadcaster in the US. Now, at first glance, it looks like a typical media investment. But dig a little deeper, and it is a whole different ballgame going on. As you probably know, Dream11's core business is fantasy sports. But no thanks to the new taxes and regulatory friction, their business is, well, not looking so dreamy anymore. Revenue projections are down, growth is slowing, and they have not raised fresh money since 2021. Cricbuzz, meanwhile, has reach hundreds of millions of monthly visits. That too, mostly young users, which is exactly the kind of crowd Dream11 wants to keep on a leash. And Willow TV brings the US diaspora just in time. Cricket is having its moment in the US, driven largely by South Asian immigrants. You will remember that the country even hosted the T20 World Cup last year. Together, the two open the doors for Dream Sports to expand, engage, and maybe also survive. But here is the real kicker. You see, Dream Sports did not buy control. It was just a minority stake. So, why play small in a high stakes game? And who is actually the real winner in all of this? Welcome to Daybreak, a business podcast from the Ken. I'm your host Snigdha Sharma, and I don't chase the news cycle. Instead, every day of the week, my colleague Rahel Philippos and I will come to you with one business story that is worth understanding and worth your time. Today is Monday, the 16th of June. Let us start with the basics. Dream Sports just picked up a minority stake in Cricbuzz and Willow TV for $50 million. Now, it is not just a random media purchase. It is a timely move aimed at expanding their real money gaming business into new markets. Here is the context. Indian fantasy sports platforms are feeling the pinch right now. Tax changes have already knocked projected revenues down by 10% for the financial year 2025. Dream Sports has not raised money since 2021, like I told you earlier, when it was valued at $8 billion. And now the word is that they have slashed their FY24 EBITDA targets by 80%. So this deal is not just about growth. It is a move to strengthen the core business. As Deepa Malesh from Fanstown Entertainment told my colleague, the Ken reporter Gaurav Bagur, both Dream11 and Cricbuzz are in the business of fan engagement, just from different angles. And that synergy is exactly what Dream Sports is banking on. Cricbuzz saw over 400 million monthly visits between February and April alone. That is more than twice of what ESPN Crick Info managed in the same period. Most users are aged between 18 and 34, right in Dream11's sweet spot. A gaming industry executive put it best. They said, everyone in the ideal customer profile of Dream11 follows cricket. That is a dream funnel for any business. Massive reach, low customer acquisition cost, and high engagement potential. Plus, Cricbuzz has something money cannot easily buy, which is brand loyalty. A strategy executive told the Ken that they have never seen anyone use another cricket app on Mumbai local trains. That is the kind of cultural embedment that Dream Sports now has access to thanks to Cricbuzz. And then there is Willow TV. The platform reaches over 5 million cricket fans across the US and Canada. And in a country where legalized sports betting is booming, that is a major foot in the door. Harsh Jain, the Dream Sports CEO, said that the investment would bring more interactive streams and integrated commerce. Basically, more ways to hook fans in and keep them close. But it's not all smooth sailing. Stay tuned for the next segment. It's not just Dream Sports that is facing turbulence. The media world is not exactly thriving either. AI has been shaking up the ad revenue model, and platforms like Cricbuzz, which rely heavily on Google search traffic, are vulnerable. Still, Dream Sports sees this as a long-term play. Beyond just content and audiences, Cricbuzz is a gold mine for something else as well, which is data. They partner with cricket boards to manage scoring and stats. Dream Sports can now plug into that infrastructure. This will help them improve latency, reduce data manipulation, and make gameplay on Dream11 more seamless. And that is a backend upgrade with real impact. And Cricbuzz opens doors to sponsors who might have been hesitant to work directly with a fantasy sports brand. Dream11 already sponsors the Indian team and major IPL franchises, but Cricbuzz could attract advertisers sitting on the fence. But there is still something that doesn't quite add up. Dream Sports only bought a 15% stake. Why? The thing is, owning more would mean extra compliance and having to consolidate Cricbuzz's accounts. Because right now, Dream Sports might just be testing the waters. Plus, according to Times Internet, there is no option to buy more. So, while Dream Sports gets reach and tech benefits, Times Internet keeps control. And they have done this before. Times Internet has been offloading assets and doing it really well. They sold MX Takatak to ShareChat for $700 million, got Amazon to take MX Player, and all that after revenue stagnation across the board. So, this Cricbuzz deal might be their smartest move yet. They bought it cheap back in 2014. Now, Cricbuzz's current revenue is around 400 crore rupees. And back then, it was just around 40 to 50 crores. If you imagine this deal as a fresh issue of shares, what Dream Sports essentially did is injected capital into a business Times Internet was not ready to grow any further. One executive actually put it quite bluntly. Times Internet is walking away with real money, while Dream Sports gets reach, relevance, and maybe a lifeline. But does this deal actually move the needle? Cricbuzz is already the market leader. It is not expected to grow at 25 to 30% CAGR anytime soon. And despite Dream Sports' recent bets like Dreamset Go and the streaming platform FanCode, they are still very much in the gaming business. This investment does not diversify Dream's revenue. It strengthens it. And maybe, for now, that is enough. Because while Dream Sports is out here trying to keep fans engaged and regulators happy, Times Internet just did what it does best: quietly cash out at the peak.
Daybreak is produced from the newsroom of The Ken, India's first subscriber-focused business news platform. What you're listening to is just a small sample of our subscriber-only offerings. A full subscription unlocks daily long-form feature stories, newsletters, and podcast extras. To subscribe, head to theken.com and click on the red subscribe button on top of the Ken website. Today's episode was hosted by Snigdha Sharma and edited by Rajiv CN.